into an ideation said, if I say, don't pray, you can't pour water on the plants when you're menstruating, it's not going to catch people's attention. Touch the pickle? I mean, is that really true? Touch the pickle. That's how the insight went. But I think that what everybody's been saying, the agencies, everybody sat together to say, how do we really amplify this across touch points? How does BBDO come together and create this brilliant film around that? What does PR do in terms of building, changing of mindsets and behavior in not just SEC urban towns, but also in SEC 2 and 3 towns? Because this phenomenon exists also in the Marwadi and Gujarati families. I'm sorry, Allah, they were some of my best friends in those communities. Also exists in Bombay and Delhi. How do we change those? So it was social media. Everybody worked together and it was brilliantly delivered. So 2 of the Grand Prix came in actually from the inside, from junior people like you. So you don't have to be, coming from Mars. It's just the passion and saying, I need to go and understand what consumers think about this brand.
Absolutely.
And get paid for it.
And one last thing on compensation is that, try and get into the top 25% of the workforce. Because remember one thing, no agency, no brand, no corporate can focus on 100% of the people. If you get there in the top 25%, you will always get disproportionate rewards, both in terms of the kind of work you will get to do and the kind of compensation you will get. So there's no substitute to that. We have people with, who are from, your institute or similar institutes. After 4 years, they have a compensation of close to 13 lakhs. And there's from same institute, we have people who are still at 7 lakhs. So the difference could be as big as 100%. So you have to choose that life for yourself. And of course, you have to work hard towards it every single day.
Good point. And I think just one more point which Chetan had mentioned earlier is multi-skills. Think about multi-skilling yourself, right? So today, even at our agency, we don't, while we have a digital team, but that's a very support function. The public release, the regular team does everything. They write the Facebook post, they send out the tweet, and they send out the press release. So you have to write that one news item in 3 different formats. Can you write that news item in 140 characters and in 40 words and also in 2 pages? Can you do that?
That's absolutely. Important. And see, the reason both of us do this is because how do you harmonize communication? Because if you have one person doing a tweet and one person doing a press release, one person doing a YouTube video, it's going to all get messed up. And that's what we are selling to our clients. You have one single window of engagement. Same person is able to deliver you seamless execution across all your ideas.
And growth as a PR professional is faster in agency than a corporate communication. You'll join as a management trainee, you'll get into as a manager or an assistant manager corporate com, and then after 4 or 5 years get into a manager position, and then it takes forever to become the head. The difference between a corporate com function and an agency is there's a line and a support function. Don't forget that, guys. Yeah, we are line functions. You can become CEOs in agencies. As a support function in corporate com, I've always remained a head of corporate com. It doesn't matter 40 countries or 100 countries, will still be a head, and I'll report to the CEO, but I'll never become the CEO. So agency is the way to go.
Okay, I think we will invite a few questions if there are any from the audience, and then we'll close this session.
So hang on. So have we answered all the questions, or more or less? Yeah, okay, that's great. Okay, perfect.
First, I want to say that I interned at MSL Group in Mumbai, and I was working on the corporate vertical. Okay, so my question is, when we're looking at these CVs of all the people who have spoken so far, we have former journalists, we have people working in digital, and then we have people who are in corporate. So my point is, now we've got various buckets. We've got people who are generating contents that is very necessary for a PR person. Then we've got digital, and then we've got a business sense which is naturally required, and which is why we are here doing an MBA. Now in SIMC, we are doing all of that. In our first semester, we go do business. In our second semester, we have an introduction. In third semester, we are going into a lot more focus. And in our fourth semester, we are going into subjects like CSR and all. So how does that fit in an agency? If I would try to get recruited into an agency, how does that fit in?
I think that's fantastic because it's important that we have the theoretical knowledge of any subject. What really matters is how you're able to translate your theoretical knowledge into real business knowledge, business solution for a client. And I think what is important is if you are able to convince your managers to get a rotation across digital, social, corporate, and integrated piece, your progression in the organization will be much, much faster. And come back again to the same thing, to achieve that, you have to get into the top 20%, 25%, because then your manager is investing in you. Otherwise, you are there like many other peoples are there, and you may not get the right attention. So if you're able to get into that 25%, your manager will make sure that you become a long-term asset for the organization.
Any more questions?
Hello, I'm Pankaj. I've done my undergrad in engineering, and during my engineering, I had done a program called ZCOE, which was a Zansar Center for Excellence, in which they used to come to a college. They used to have an 6-month program of project where they used to give an industrial exposure and work on a day-to-day basis as to their projects, as to their work that they need in day-to-day. Can we have any of such type of program with the agencies or corporate in order to gap the training that happens post you get onto your job? Because this kind of a pattern was developed in an MNC to gap or to get rid of that training that happens when you get onto the job, so that from the first day you are productive enough to get working in that environment.
6 months interview.
Yeah, I think there is an internship program. Yeah, 2 months internship.
I think projects could be a solution. You could talk about projects.
Yeah, I think, as an agency, we are very, very open and welcome to students coming, doing projects, internships,
No, but they are
2
not
months
based
remains.
out of Pune. So what can you do based in Delhi?
Why do you say
while
is come
our
here and do
students
the
are
industry?
based in Pune for both, let's say, Chetan and you, and for Paresh. in
Because you did engineering, so technically, from a technical course, it's possible to do those industrial projects, right? But from a PR point of view, it's so qualitative and quantitative. Actually, in a way,
Some of the research, for example, we found out. So you usually are short of, A, primary research, B, analysis. So would you like, as you have problems coming up, Absolutely.
I think
A
PRCI
lot of
should
stuff
look
that
at
you
it,
can
yeah.
do that. You can do a lot of stuff which is research driven, analysis driven, which can be done remotely
Yeah,
and can be done for defined
yeah.
periods of time or defined projects. Right from a small thing like a new business pitch where an agency is working on, where you need help,
Absolutely.
right from doing a campaign planning for a client, right? As long as we all maintain confidentiality, I think yes, it's possible. Today at least we are doing a lot of work in the government affairs space, for example, and there's a lot of analysis and policy analysis which we do for our clients, and that's a lot of work which can be farmed out.
So just to respond as SIMC, and I'm not being the panel lead at this point, we have a project cell and we have a PR club. And between these two, they can take up both the analysis as well as data collection for some of your base research. And I'm sure our teams out there, will take this challenge up. And if you as PRCI can propagate this across agencies, it will be of great help to us.
In fact, Chandan,
Yeah.
as an action point, if you could come back as a good suggestion with a little white paper and give it to Nitin, I think he'll circulate this to all of us, and we can always start with a couple of projects for sure. Yeah, good idea.
That sounds like a very, very feasible thing.
Yeah.
So thank you, Pankaj, for making that.
So the clap is to finish the panel discussion. That's the clap for.
No, it is for the project and the research.
Really? Say swear.
All right, any more questions? All right, I think we are done. Thank you very much, panel members. Nitin, who is a very good friend of ours. Paresh, we have known, and Chetan, I'm so delighted to meet you. I have been to your office while you were traveling, but it's fortuitous that we met, and we'll take this forward.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I now invite Professor Dr. Sabyasachi Dasgupta to felicitate our esteemed speakers. These are customized doodles by this junior creative team, Pooja and Disha.
So who are the guys who do this, yeah? Because this is my second one. So can you just please come forward here? Come here. Good.
Vishnu, could you please?
So what's your name?
Pooja.
Thank you, Disha.
So Vishnu Vardhan Reddy heads the creative cell, and
Yeah, come. And smile, yeah? What's your name? Vishnu. He's your head?
Yeah.
Okay, Vishnu. Okay, great. Now take a picture. Yeah, great stuff, really great stuff. Thank you very much.
Okay, as you all very well know, as a prelude to the PR conclave and as part of the PR week, we had a PR quiz that was organized across all Symbiosis colleges across campuses. 50 teams from all the colleges participated, and we have the list of top 5 winners. Can I have Professor Chandan Chatterjee on stage to give the certificates? Okay, the top 5 winners, starting from the 5th one, Bhavya Shah and Debopam Rakhit. Yes, they participated as a team.
Okay, all right.
We have 2 people from SIIB also who participated. They are Roshni Singhvi and Akriti Chaudhary. They came on the 4th position. Can we have you all on stage, please? On the 3rd position, we have our very own SIMC juniors. I was quite surprised to see them perform so well in the quiz. Meghna Rajiv and Meghna Machi Raju. Can we please have her on stage? Congrats, Sateep. On the 2nd position, we have Swati Sharma and Paras Chabra from SIIB again. Anjali, give the voucher. Give the voucher also. One, only one. And on the 1st position are our very own SIMC seniors again, Rupali Pant and Vinny Jain. Rupali. Thank you very much, and please participate in more quizzes which will keep coming to the prior to the conclaves next time.
yes. Thank you so much, Karishma. I would now like to invite Professor Chandan Chatterjee to say a few words and close even with a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. It has been a long day. I notice a section of the crowd a little restless, so I'll try and keep it as brief as I can. In my opinion, it was great learning for me personally. I have 2 books full of notes which I now need to transcribe and make sense out of. Okay? Tremendous amount of content that came through from a variety of people. So let me start by recalling Mr. Behel, who I'm also very delighted to mention has agreed to step in to our Board of Advisor position, which till now was being held by Mr. Sunil Gautam. But Mr. Gautam is busy and he has new things to do, and that's where Mr. Behel has been very kind to step in from the PR fraternity. Then we had the first panel discussion on climbing the value chain. And I think there was a whole lot of positivity that was visible in that discussion, as well as positive suggestion about, how to make that transition happen. And it was a very meaningful discussion. Pradyuman, I must thank you for conducting that so nicely and make that happen. My thanks also go to Sanjay Tripathi, Sanjam Rajshekhar, who was here till a minute ago, and Valerie Pinto, who had to leave. But I thought it was fantastically well placed between marketing, Corpcom, and the agency perspectives. Our second panel discussion, social media, was also equally interesting and timely, given the tussle between the social media agencies and the PR agencies and the share of the revenue that is real time right now. And towards that, Harish Tiberbal, Bhairavi Javeri, and Deep Shikha did add a lot of value add to our understanding of the kind of demands and growth in that space. The third panel discussion, I hope, give you insights about what is expected by the industry giants and current CEOs. And I do hope that you will take your learning on reading, passion, integrity, and putting in your best effort, and try not to put too much of time into partying, but keep up at night preparing for the next day. And you should start practicing while you are here, okay? And not wait till you get to Parish's stage of life. Sorry. Okay. With that, we come to an end. A couple of formal thanks. Swecha, please wave your hand. Swecha is the lady from Corporate Interface, without whose enthusiasm, drive, and little bit of that tigerness, which is kind of built inside her. You don't see it outside, but inside that's a tigress. Okay, you would be afraid to be anywhere close to her when she's mad. Okay, that's the kind of guy who gets it done. And we have on our 25th Silver Jubilee year over 40 programs under 25 heads running through, and a lot of that will happen through Swecha. So brilliant, Swecha and Sandeep and the team, and everyone from events and logistics who supported this, the faculty team, the students, the speakers, and everyone who were involved. Thank you very much.